Hey, how's it going? Dave Tootie here. The new MacBook Air just got announced with the new Mac Mini as well as the new iPad Pro. The MacBook Air, this is the old one, was a device that I think for a lot of people was like that gateway product into the Apple ecosystem. And I think it's been long overdue for a refresh. It's now running a 13.3-inch Retina display, so 2560 by 1600. It's got an updated design, a pair of Thunderbolt 3 ports, and those can go all the way up to 4 PCIe lanes. It's got a headphone jack, but no USB-A. Now, the keyboard that they're putting into this new MacBook Air is that third generation of butterfly switch keyboard. And here's my take on that. So the original MacBook Air, one of the things that made it so vastly popular was its keyboard. I think this keyboard was loved by basically everyone that used it. Even Apple haters would touch this keyboard and appreciate that this was an excellent keyboard, especially for an Ultrabook. The keyboard on the new MacBook Airs, those butterfly switch keyboards, those are divisive keyboards. I feel like some people like them, some people tolerate them, but a lot of people just straight up dislike it. And it's a keyboard that is going to shape the adoption of that new MacBook Air. That butterfly switch style keyboard has been around for several years now, and a lot of people still don't like it. The CPU that they're running is a fanless 8th Gen Y processor. It's the i5-8200Y. They've bumped the clock up to 1.6. It's a respectable CPU, nothing crazy. It's a 2-core CPU. I think it'll fit the needs of most people. But I want to talk about the thing that I think is most important about this new MacBook Air, and it's the price tag. So it's what I think is a very expensive machine for what you're getting. So the MacBook Air, traditionally, like the old one, has been, not that it's like a budget product, but it's kind of like an entry-level MacBook. At $1,000, it got you into Mac OS. I think for a lot of students and professionals, that was basically what they needed. This new MacBook Air starts at $1,200, and in this market right now, in 2018, that is not an inexpensive device. See, if this thing had started at $1,000, this thing would have just crushed the market. A $1,000 MacBook Air, like the new MacBook Air, would have been amazing. People would have been buying it off the shelves. But at $1,200, it's a good laptop, but it's just not that entry-level product that the MacBook Air used to be. So you're now competing at that price point with other Mac products, like the $1,300 MacBook Pro. It's a little bit heavier, like 150 grams heavier, but you're getting a way better screen, a more robust CPU, a more robust system overall for an extra $100. Not that the MacBook Air is a bad system, it's just that name used to be synonymous with decent value in the Ultrabook line, and I don't think it is this year. Moving on to the iPad. So the new iPad Pro looks awesome this year. There's no home button, the bezels are smaller, the whole design just looks a lot cleaner to me. I do find it weird that the corners of the display have a different radius than the corners of the device. It just looks really un-Apple to me. They probably did it to make the device more comfortable to hold, but visually it looks weird. The performance on that new iPad Pro looks amazing. I think a lot of people don't recognize just how efficient and how powerful Apple's chips are compared to stuff from Intel. I think we're on the cusp of seeing Apple running their own chips and stuff on their laptops instead of using Intel stuff. The pencil. The magnetic pencil, I mean, this is something that interests me, but every single time I've used an Apple Pencil on an iPad Pro, I felt like it was so silly how this one was charged and how it never connected magnetically to the iPad, but they fixed all of that this year. It now has USB-C connectivity, which is nice. I feel like it's a bit of a stretch in terms of just how useful that will really be. I mean, it looks cool in pictures, you know, having external monitors and stuff like that, but because this device still doesn't have mouse support, it's going to be difficult for apps to really take advantage of external displays because you still have to navigate through the iPad touch controls or a pen, right? And that's usually not ideal for most applications. They've also removed the headphone jack, and I think that's something that a lot of existing iPad users use, so that's honestly quite disappointing. But in the pursuit of aesthetics, that's what they have to do. Okay, last thing, Mac Mini. This is a device that hasn't been refreshed in almost 4 years. It got a pretty heavy overhaul. It looks to have user upgradable RAM, which is good. I don't think you can upgrade the storage, which is a bummer. It's got a 4 or a 6-core CPU. Both options are pretty solid. The GPU in here is still pretty weak, so unless you're running an external GPU, you're not going to be able to run any kind of graphically intensive applications. The pricing on it is disappointing to me. It's a $300 price bump from the previous generation, and I used to think that the Mac Mini was one of their best valued products. I mean, you could open it up, you kind of throw in RAM storage pretty easily, and I think for a lot of developers, that was the device that they use, right? That was like you could plug it up to your existing monitor, your existing keyboard, and now you could develop Mac applications without spending too much money. But at $800, that's a pretty steep investment. Not that it's a bad product, it's nice that it's been updated and it's a pretty good looking device this year, but it's just a lot more expensive than I thought it would be considering the pricing of small desktops right now. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. See you guys next time.